Hello Internet, and welcome to a new tutorial. So a while ago, Ninesense posted a video on Facebook of him jamming with VCV2 and Push 2, and a friend of mine asked me to recreate the patch, so I did, and while doing so, I figured this is an amazing subject for a tutorial because of the oscillator Ninesense used in his patch. The oscillator is called Terrorform, and it's crazy. Like, when I say it's crazy, it's like Access virus TI crazy multiplied by 10. This kind of crazy. You can do all kind of like weird stuff with it, and I have to make a tutorial about it. I want to show it to you, and so you can take full advantage of it. So in this tutorial, I'll show you a glimpse of what this oscillator is capable of doing while recreating this Ninesense patch. But before we dive into this tutorial, if you'd like to support the channel, help me grow it, make more psychedelic tutorial and music, you can always consider becoming one of my patrons. If you want to know all about making killer Psytrance bassline, my side bass crash course is on my Gumroad alongside my other preset packs, so go check it out. Or you can always leave like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Content like this is posted every week, and special content from my patrons. Now, with that said, let's dive into this tutorial. So here we are in Bitwig, and here we have a blank instance of VCV2 and the new usual loop for our tutorials. Nothing too special. So first off, let's check this oscillator out. It's called Terrorform. Here it is. So what is Terrorform? Terrorform is a wavetable oscillator. Here we have the pitch section, here we have the wavetable control section, here we have the shaper section, and the enhanced section. Now, I'll explain what these things do in detail in a second, but for now let's continue the really quick overview. The oscillator has a built-in low-pass gate, which is really handy. Here we have the sync inputs, and we have all of these algorithms to sync it to another oscillator, and you can create just crazy tones by singing it, with different algorithms. Here we have a Q for the wavetable. Here we have the FM inputs and a VCA for the FM inputs. And as you can see, everything, or almost everything, in this oscillator has two CV inputs. So basically 2 volt per octave inputs, 2 CV inputs for the wave position, 2 CV inputs for the bank, etc., etc. And same for the FM. We have, well, basically, even for the FM, we have even 4 FM inputs and 2 VCAs. So basically, we can just create crazy FM by having 2 sources and controlling which source is modulating with these VCAs. And yeah, we're still scratching the surface of the crazy of this oscillator. Now, moving on, as I said, we're focusing on the wavetable section in here. So what the shaper type does. A wavetable is a bunch of wave cycles, and the oscillator will read a selected cycle, which we select, with the wave position in here, at a rate that corresponds to the pitch that we, want to hear it with. So the shaper stage in here will modulate or will apply effects to how the wavetable oscillator is reading this wave cycle. Okay? And then, when it's done reading, there's the enhancement stage that will apply another layer of effects to it. So it's like 2 stages of effects, one upon reading and one after reading. And it's the combination of these 2 that will create those crazy tones. And by the way, before I forget, you can use your own wavetables in it. All you have to do is click on user in here and right click on screen in here, and you can user bank manager, you open it, you edit it, and you can load your own wavetables, etc., etc., etc. And here you have up to 64 wavetables. So imagine putting crazy Dadda wavetables in here and modulating them with all the crazy stuff that we have. So with that said, here's a really quick overview of the oscillator. Now let's start making some sounds with it and see what it's capable of doing. So we'll keep it on the internal wavetable. And here I'll add a VCA. For now, I'll open and close the VCA with the gate that's coming from the DAW, and volt per octave input to output to volt per octave input of the oscillator, and the output will go to the VCA, the output of the VCA to the main output. So now we have this. Nothing, because it's not armed. Now we have this. Nothing too special, a sine wave. So if you click on the screen in here, you can quickly choose the wavetable that you would like instead of turning the knob. So Ninesense used this table called Vox Machine. Sounds like this. Nothing too special. Let's take it lower, an octave lower. Maybe another one. Yeah, pretty nice. And he used, for the shaper algorithm, he used mirror. So yeah, I didn't do anything, just instant crazy psychedelic stuff going on. Pretty nice. And for the enhancement stage, he used ring mod. So we have this. Nice. After that, we're going to add a filter, and he used one from Volt called, I will forget the name, I think it was Tangents. Yeah, exactly, Tangents. It's a Steiner-Parker filter. And the choice of the filter plays a lot in the timbre of this patch we're trying to recreate. So the output of the oscillator will go to the bandpass input of Tangents, and the output will go to the VCA. So now we have this. 12 decibel per octave Steiner-Parker filter. Steiner-Parker filter are known for being pretty smooth. And you can hear it in here. I'll give it some drive. And more level. Okay, and then we will add an ADSR, or an envelope, to control the VCA in here. Because in the patch Ninesense made, there was a random ARP going on, and the sound was pretty plucky. So we'll need an ADSR for that. So the ADSR will open and close the VCA and will get gated by the MIDI gate coming from Bitwig. So now we have this. And one last thing he did was sending a sample and hold signal to the cutoff. So we will close it all the way down. We will add sample and hold from Bog Audio. The gate of the sample and hold will be taken from the MIDI. Basically, every time the sample and hold module will receive a new gate, it will fire a new random value. And this value, by the way, if we right-click on the module in here, is set by the normal range. And in here, it's from 0 to 10 volts. Basically, it's a unipolar modulation that we're having. So output will go to the cutoff, crank that cutoff modulation all the way to the right. Now we have this. Pretty nice. I can open the filter a little bit. Pretty nice. Now, to send the random ARP, I'm going to add an arpeggiator in here. I'm going to use a preset I've created. The preset is based on my last Bitwig ARP tutorial. You can find a link to it in here, but it's basically 1/16th random gated pattern. The classic stuff I used to do with autoplay, basically. And now we have, by the way, here we have a pattern that I've already created in G#2. And if I play it, we'll have this. Pretty nice. Now what we can do, we can add another sample and hold module in here. And, or you know what, I'll use the same one in here because this one has 2 sample and hold modules in one. And when I'll send the gate to the first one in here, it's going to gate both of them. And take the output of this sample and hold module and I'll add it to the shaper depth in here. So it'll modulate a little bit the shaper depth. So now if I crank it a little bit and I'll play, check this out. It's modulating too much. I'll just do it manually. I'll actually ask it to modulate the decay. So I'll take it off, set it in here. Now we have this. Perfect. Now let's give it some delay. As the usual, I'm using Echo Boy in send in here. Nothing too special. Classic 108 dotted ping pong. And with the kick and bass, we have this. You know what, I'll take the second round of sample and hold in here and I'll ask it to modulate the wave position, just like so. Pretty interesting. And yeah, with this is the end of this tutorial. Please go play with this oscillator. I've just showed you a glimpse of what it can do. It can, as I said, it can go way crazier than an Access virus. And this is what is lovely about these oscillators and VCV Rack 2. So yeah, go have fun with it. And yeah, this was the end of this tutorial. Have a great one.